I see a lot of similarities between his culture and my culture. Honestly, it's been a really long time since I felt like we've been united as a country. And that's why I'm really passionate about this song right here. Panalo! What's going on, everyone? Mike Griff here, ready to break down a new song. Well, it's not a new song, but it's a new reaction. And it's not a reaction, it's an analysis. I'm gonna differentiate between... I'm gonna separate those two, because my reactions, I'm gonna say, are when I'm hearing the song for the first time, and I'm not doing any studying about the song at all. I'm just reacting. It's my emotions. This is an analysis. I am breaking down a song. I have done lots of research. I'm a huge fan of Easy Mill. He's super talented. I love everything he stands for. Like, he's very true, and as an artist, I just appreciate him so much. This song, Panalo, is a special song because this is the song that really made him famous, and this really symbolizes what he says in it. Really symbolizes who he is and what he's bringing to hip hop culture, how he's bringing his culture to hip hop culture and to the world. It's a song of national pride, of unity. Panalo literally translated means victory. So he's presenting himself as this victorious figure for his country to unite behind. It's a lot like what Kendrick Lamar did at the Pop Out concert. Kendrick got all these different sects of California on stage that are usually fighting with each other, usually killing each other. He got them all on stage to dance together. And there's so much strength and power in that. And that's what Easy Mill's doing with this song. It's very similar, and it's funny because he even shouts out Kendrick in this song, and because he was an influence of his. There's a lot of similarities. The more I dive into studying about the Filipino culture, and just Easy Mill in general and what he's about, I see a lot of similarities between his culture and my culture, being from America. Being unity, independence, even our flags have the same colors. What I like about the song is unity is what United States of America. That's what we're supposed to be about. But unfortunately, honestly, it's been a really long time since I felt like we've been united as a country. It feels more divisive than ever right now. The last time I really remember us being united was September 11th, which was over 20 years ago. And it was a terrible, terrible time, but the love, the support, the empathy that came from that for our fellow countrymen, I really miss that. And that's why I'm really passionate about this song right here. Panalo. I'm gonna try to explain a lot of stuff that I've just learned. I'm gonna mispronounce things probably. I'm gonna try my best. I'm really trying to explain to an American audience what Easy Mill is trying to say about his culture. I think that's very important because instead of just these are cool bars or whatnot, I'm gonna miss the bars because I'm gonna translate his lyrics. And I know in translation, I'm going to do literal translations, and I'm going to miss, the nuances, the poetic, there's loss in translation. I know that. And please, my Filipino followers, please tell me what I'm missing when it comes to the poetic, whatever's lost in translation. Because I know there are bars that he's hitting that I'm just not gonna understand because I don't speak Tagalog, I don't speak Ilocano, and he speaks both of those languages in the song. So when I translate those, I'm just getting the literal translation, and I'm not going to know the bars, the double meanings, or whatever that he's saying here. I'm doing my best, but I can only do so much. And I really, really, really want to understand more about Easy Mill. I really want to understand more about Filipino culture. I'm very into this, so please help me out here. Though this isn't about my own nation, this song, it's a really beautiful thing to see. This unity, this uniting behind this victory, this this strength and unity. And I have to salute Easy Mill for putting this together. So before I start this, please like, subscribe, ring the bell. I'm trying to get this channel going so I can, start having, like, if I can monetize this, this can start, like, bringing me in enough money, like, I can put more effort into this. And I really want to grow this channel. So please help me out in any way you can. Without further ado, let's get into this song. This is a really, really great song. Very excited about this. And here we go. Oh, so I don't know exactly where this recorded. This was recorded on the Wish USA bus, so I'm guessing it's in America. I think it's a live recording, which is crazy because it doesn't sound like that. But you'll watch him in this video live, spitting these bars, and it's pretty impressive.
Wish. Turn up. 107.5.
So what he's saying there, that's the intro. He's saying to his fellow countrymen, he's saying, turn up, come on. He's trying to bring his countrymen together. Let's go. Let's do this. And then he's going to go into the chorus, and the chorus is, I don't know what the instrument is. Please tell me in the comments what instrument it is. But I know it's like a traditional, like, folk song type of melody, or just what is being played that the chorus is. So that's it's very uniting. It's very supporting the nation, and like just it makes you feel something. Like Americans, when you hear like the Star Spangled Banner or something, it just makes you feel a certain way, and it just like you want to hug your fellow Americans. Like we come together, and that's what he's doing here.
Wish. Turn up. 107.5.
Tagalog, Bisaya o Ilocano, walang tatalo sa pagsig ng ating tubo. Isigaw ng malakas ang ating panalo. Huwag nang pag-usapan ng mga negatibo. Pangyayari sa mga panika na sa mundo. Kinabukasan na natin to.
I really wish I knew Tagalog so I could sing along with that. It's so hard for me to try to sing along to that. Like I said, very folky, and Mos Def, I brought this up in another video, but Mos Def, Yazmin Bleak, right, and that's his new name, calls rap the modern day folk music. So it's very fitting for him to use folk, like a folk music type sound right now for this. It's very like at the core of what rap is. If the core, rap is about culture, rap is about folk music, rap is about exactly what this song is about. So this is absolutely on point for him. Oh, and let me break down what he said, because it was on Tagalog. He says, "We are Filipino. No matter what color or skin, we'll embrace it. Whether Tagalog, Bisaya, Ilocano, those are 3 different languages in the Philippines. No matter what, nothing can beat the fierceness of our blood." And he touches on some historical stuff about when in this song about when the Philippines gained their independence, and it's very similar to America. So it's very interesting. It's fun to research this stuff. So he says, "Shout our victory loud. Let's not talk about the negative events. Let's not divide ourselves. Let's not think about that. Let's unite us. Wherever you are in the world, this is our future. Victory." Panalo means victory. So that's the literal translation of the chorus. It doesn't rhyme. I'm sure I'm missing things, but literally that's what he's saying. Oh, and look at his facial expressions in this. He's so emotive. He's so true. It's so spilling out of him. Like, he's a fascinating person to listen to watch. Just, he's fascinating. Like, just,
Hey, keep running your mouth when you lying and stay on my business. Will watch you dying. I'm taking my people to high way crime, but regular living, and that's what I'm trying to prove. Instead of just lying in boots. First true Filipino rapper on the news. Enjoy it if you're cool. Haters cause lose while I put my city on the map.
So right there, I'm sure he gets a lot of hate. There's a lot of competition in rap, and I'm sure he gets a lot of hate. But I'm sure a lot of people, because it sounds like from what he's saying, are fake. And I know a lot of people are fake, whether you're a rapper or not. They're just trying to, like, they don't know themselves. He knows himself. He knows himself. He knows his country. He knows what he stands for, and he's putting that out there. That's rare. That's why he's a very special person. That's why he's a great artist. What he's saying is, everyone else keep running their mouths. Because people who hate, and he's talking specifically about haters here. Everyone else who hates me, like, you don't bother me. It's not a big deal. You're hating me because you're not me. Because you're not real. You know, I stay in my business while I watch you dying. Not literally dying, but you're failing at what you're trying to do because you're not true. Keep running your mouth when you lying. I'm taking my people to heights. He's here for the truth. He's here for the culture. He's not trying to be divisive. He's trying to unite. So I'm taking my people to heights while you crying about regular living. That's why. While you crying about regular living, and that's why what I'm trying to prove. Instead of just lying in booths, like when he gets in the booth, he spits the truth, and that's how he's differentiating himself. That's how he is going to supersede everybody. That's why none of the other people who are getting in booths lying matter, because it's all bullshit. He's here for a deeper purpose than just to be a rapper. He's here for his culture. He's here for the truth. So instead of just lying in booths, he's the first Filipino rapper on the news. I'm assuming that's a literal thing, like he was the first Filipino rapper on the news, but he's saying something to that. Like this song made him extremely famous. In an interview, he said this. They said, what was the first time, they asked him, when you couldn't walk in the streets like a normal person anymore? And he said it was when this song came out. It's ironic because he wrote these lyrics. I'm not ironic, but he wrote these lyrics before the song came out, obviously. So I guess he was on the news before that, but when this came out, he really blew up.
True Filipino rapper on the news. Enjoy it if you're cool. Haters cause lose while I put my city on the map. 22 double the O. Long up city, no cap.
22 double the O. 22,2200 is his zip code where he originally came from, which is along Olongapo City. So anytime he says 2200 or whatever, that he's it's like if you're an Eminem fan, it's the same as 313. Same thing, except zip code and area code, but same thing. He's repping his city.
If you're cool, haters cause lose while I put my city on the map. 22 double O. Long up city, no cap. Never forgetting the street with my cousin was sick, but we always just listen to rap. Kendrick, ASAP with some.
That's where 2200 is where he first got hooked to rap, where he, you know, how true is all this stuff, and he shouts out his three of his major influences here: Kendrick Lamar, Eminem, and ASAP Rocky. So he's shouting them out right now, all very real artists, and you can see the reflection of them in him. It's great. It's really awesome, especially now that he's signed to Shady Records. Like, come on.
Never forgetting the street with my cousin was sick, but we always just listen to rap.
And he says that he listened to metal too. I know he used to do metal before rap, which helped him exercise his voice a lot and learn how to do different sounds. His voice is amazing. Like, not just how he can sing and rap, but how he can like emote different things and make all these different sounds with his voice, how he expresses himself. And that came from him in his metal days, which is interesting. I haven't listened to any of his metal stuff yet. I might get into that a little later.
Kendrick, ASAP with some metal and mammy, we turn up with that. Been mundane till the sun came. Now we want fame like a kid in a trap. Hey, I've been in Spain, but the letter S is silent. I'm claiming my reign like a king so I can water crops for surviving.
So there's some bars I can point out because that's English. Ooh, I ain't been to Spain, but the S is silent. Pain. So he's been through pain, he's saying. And then the next line, man, I'm claiming my reign like a king. Like a king reigns over his country. I'm claiming my reign like a king so I can water my crops for survival. So rain, like rain coming down. So he can be a king, but also be a king who benefits his kingdom, who helps raise his culture, his people up by, giving them what they need most, water for crops, water for life. Like, so poetic, such a fucking fire bar. Like, I can't imagine what he's doing in Tagalog and Ilocano.
But the letter S is silent. I'm claiming my reign like a king so I can water crops for surviving. Go wave, he tripping. Had a homie, he was crippin'. Ain't got no love for the people who talk over songs when they claiming and listen.
I relate to that so much. I had a boss once. I poured my heart out into this video. I had people crying over it. My boss didn't watch it. He was supposed to watch it before meeting me for the first time. He met me for the first time. Didn't watch it. Watched it in front of me, and then went and paused it and talked over it, trying to pretend like he was relating to me while he was just totally ignoring, totally just not listening. It pisses me off so much, and any artist off so much, when you pretend to listen to their stuff, or artists pour their heart out into their craft. Just listen to it. It takes so long to put a piece of work together. Really, just turn everything off, turn your whole mind off, and just take it in, please. Please. That's what I'm trying to do with this. I appreciate that Easy Mill is pouring his heart out and is trying to put his culture on for this. So I put in hours and hours of work to research what he's talking about so I can try to explain that to people who might not understand it, like myself. Please do the same for artists in their work. Like, this is their heart. Appreciate that. Appreciate them, please.
Had a homie, he was crippin'. Ain't got no love for the people who talk over songs when they claiming and listen. These bars never done. 3 stars in the sun. Ay, blue.
So right here, he's talking about 3 stars in the sun. He's talking about the Filipino flag, and he's describing it. Now, I did some research about the Filipino flag because it's, obviously very symbolic. 3 stars in the sun. 3 stars represent 3 different geographical regions of the Philippines, which is, I'm going to try to say this now, Luzon, Visayas, and Mindanao. These are the 3 major regions of the Philippines. That's what the 3 stars represents. Now, the sun represents their success for the victory of their independence over Spain, and then the sun has 8 rays coming out of it, and the 8 rays represents the 8 provinces that came together to overthrow Spain for their independence, just like America's 13 colonies that came together with France to overthrow England for their independence. See how similar that is? 13 stripes on the American flag, 8 rays coming out of the Filipino flag sun. It's the same meaning. It's the coming together for independence. He's going to go into the... let me go back a bit, because that's just the stars, and that's just the white part of the flag.
These bars never done. 3 stars in the sun. Ay, blue, red, draped down on the flag. No, we never fear none.
So, blue, red, draped down on the flag. No, we never fear none. So, I had a great one of you. I don't know if you're subscribed. If you aren't, please subscribe. I'm going to call you out now. His name is Mark Ellie 31. He commented on my last breakdown, real breakdown of VC Mill, 27 bodies. And he explained to me the meaning of the colors for the blue and red. So I know the Filipino flag can have the blue on top or the red on top, for whether it's wartime or a time of peace. Blue on top means time of peace. Red on top means time of war. But he went further into explaining that blue means peace. I really should have known this for the 27 bodies video, because red and blue are so symbolic in that video. But I'm going to try to make up for it now, just by repeating what he's taught me in his comment. And anybody else who has comments like this that can educate me, please drop them, because I am listening. Anyways, he goes on to tell me that blue means peace, truth, and justice. That's what that symbolizes for Filipinos. It symbolizes the Filipinos' desire for calmness and harmony. Now, the red symbolizes their patriotism and valor. It symbolizes the bravery of the Filipinos, especially those who fought for their freedom. So that's very powerful. And to think that, like, you know, no one wants to be in war, but when they are in war, they can call on their ancestors who fought for freedom, who died for, like us Americans think about when we think about the Revolutionary War. We think of Alexander Hamilton, George Washington. We think about all these people who fought for our independence and were willing to put their lives on the line for it. Those are our heroes. Those are our national heroes. It's the same. I feel like I know more about the Filipino flag now than I do about the American flag, which is kind of funny, but I don't know if I want to have said that. But like, I can't tell you what the colors exactly mean on the American flag. I'm sure it's very, very similar. But I know the stars are the 50 states, obviously. Anyways, I'm gonna keep going.
3 stars in the sun, ayy, blue, red, straight down on the flag. No, we never fear none. Most of us didn't grow up with a trust fund. Know that I'm willing to kill for a loved one. I'm on the move from another in the summer, reminding my people to shout. Tayo'y Pilipino, kahit anong kulay ng balat, isa sa puso. Mapatagalog, Bisaya o Ilocano, walang tatalo sa bagsik ng ating dugo. Isigaw ng malakas ang ating panalo. Huwag nang pag-usapan ng mga negatibo. Pangyayari sa mampanika na sa mundo. Kinabukasan na natin to. Panalo. Ay, kung inakala mong isang lingwahe lang kaya gamitin ni easy, may laka mapapala ko ganyan ka mag-isip kay bathala. Kasi sigil utang na galing sa loob na lumutang. Hinain sa turon na may pusang sinain sa...
Alright, let's break that down. There's a lot going on there. That was in Tagalog. He's going to switch up now and go into Ilocano. But that was in Tagalog. And the literal translation is, if you thought Easy Meal could only use one language, you won't get anything if you think like that. And then, so with that, he's saying, you're underestimating me. But he's also saying, like, have an open mind. Like, learn other languages. Learn other cultures, learn about them, because you're not going to get anywhere unless you expand your mind and open yourself to the people who are different than you. And then he goes on to say, Bathala will collect from you. That's the literal translation, and you got to know a little bit about Filipino mythology. Bathala is a deity in Filipino mythology, and he's considered like the supreme god, a creator. So he's basically saying, if you don't open your mind, if you don't realize, other people, then you're going against God. For lack of a better explanation, that's what he's saying. It's like you're shooting yourself in the foot. You're hurting yourself. I mean, I could go on. Like, that's a very deep concept, but that's what he said. Then he said, a debt that came from within served. I don't know. This line is something about with a cat cooked in it. This has to mean something that I am not getting. There has to be some kind of poetic, like, someone please tell me what this line specifically is referring to as meaning, because I couldn't understand it. And then he switches to Ilocano, where, he knows multiple languages of his own people, like, and he can rap in them very well and fast, and he emotes a lot, like he feels it, like he knows them very, very well.
Utang na galing sa loob na lumutang, hinain sa turon na may pusang sinain sa Ilocano. Uray no nga ibaglakin niya yung tiuti. Tituyak lang agot uray no sinuti. Agdayo tapno asasang itam akin tiwag.
I love his energy. So what he says there is, "Speak Ilocano, brother." He's speaking in the third person, like someone who's speaking to him. "Speak Ilocano, brother," like someone's calling out for him. You know, "You've been speaking Tagalog. Yeah, you bring us into it too." And he says, "What? Ilocano, Ilocano." And he goes, "Okay." And then he says, "Even if I speak to you kindly, I'm just here waiting for someone to leave." So he's saying, like, he's trying to be patient. He's trying to bring us all together, but he's still waiting for the people who are waiting for the haters, waiting for the people who are just gonna leave anyway. So it's fine. He's like, "I'm being patient, but I'm not expecting this to go over completely well, because there are just people who don't want to unite. There are people who just want to fight and just take each other down. I'm just here waiting for someone to leave, so I won't feel any pain. However, you give advice." I feel like this, there have been a couple comments. There have been a couple of people who comment to me who just, I gotta say, 99% of my comments are amazing, super supportive, super helpful, but I've gotten a few that are just, like, mean for no reason, like, whatever, they didn't like it, so you don't like my breakdown, you want to just listen to the song, that's fine. You can go listen to the song. Like, I'll even put a link to the video so you can listen to the song in my description if you want. I'll do that. If you want to go listen to the song, go listen to the song. If you don't like me pausing and saying what I'm thinking or what I've, been researching or preparing, don't watch my video. It's very easy. Like, I'm not forcing you to watch this. You don't have to comment. You don't have to tell me to stop doing anything. Like, you don't care about me? I don't care about you. Leave. I'm waiting for you to leave. That's fine. You don't have to comment. You look dumb, honestly. But say it like, "I don't feel any pain. However you give advice." Yeah, and like people like that, they just criticize. They don't say what they like. They just say, they don't even say what they don't like. They just say they don't like it. So like I feel that. It's as if you're enjoying that I'm about to die and this is your kin. It's like you're enjoying that I'm about to die and I'm your brother. How much of a how great of a comeback is that? It's like, I'm your brother and he's revealing what a hater is. It's like, instead of coming together, instead of supporting each other, you want to break us down when we could be stronger together. Like, how embarrassing is that for me to point that out about you? And good for you.
All of you. Ever since bata ako, I've been kind of discriminated in my own home country. Some say like, puti muti muti soy, ay tisoy, I'm Pinoy.
See that ferocity right there? He's fucking fed up with this shit. He's fed up with this. Alright, let me explain. What he said is, all of you. Ever since I was a kid, I've been discriminated against in my own country. How sad is that? I've gone through that. Growing up, white, middle class. I really liked Eminem. I really liked rap. That was not, in the early 2000s, that was not supposed to be my culture. Many people would always say, like, I'm trying to be black. I'm trying to be this or that. Like, I just related to something. It didn't matter what the color of the skin was of the people. I just related to it. I related to what DMX said. I related to his pain. I related to him not having his dad around. I related to Eminem not having his dad around. Like, I related to what they said. And, we're all human. We can all relate to each other. We can all empathize. We can all listen to someone pour their heart out and feel it, if we just allow ourselves to. It was very hurtful when these things I felt so connected to, so passionate about, that people would attack me for it because of the color of my skin, even though it was people who also had the same color skin as I had. Like, it was crazy. That's how I relate to this. Ever since I was a kid, I've been discriminated against in my own home country. Sure, someone would be like, "Oh, wow, and he's talking about the color of his skin, because, Filipinos are usually darker than him, but he looks white. But he also looks Filipino, so I don't, and he says, they call him Tiso, which is if you guys know Harry Potter, it's like mudblood. It's like saying you're a mix. It's like if you're from South Africa or South Africa, it's like saying you're colored. It's like to say you don't belong in either of the cultures that you're from. I don't know if he's mixed. I know he looks white, but who cares? He's Filipino. He's here bringing his country up. Like, he's uniting his country. Like, who cares? Who cares how he looks? His actions make him more Filipino than probably most other people by what he's doing for his culture. And he's going to get in more of that in this third verse, which I really like how he goes from here to what he's going to do in his third verse. And he says, I Tizoy. I'm Pinoy. I'm Filipino, he's saying. I'm not, stop saying that. I'm Filipino. And that's when he like really starts to explode. His frustration is coming out. I love how you can see it on his face too. And he says, I swear that. I'm Pinoy!
Despite any turmoil, I'll be proud of my soil. Bakit kasi tayo Filipino?
Oh, that's crazy. That is crazy how he fucking just bursts out with that flow. Oh, that Spitfire flow, and you see his emotion, like it all just comes out in this artistic amazingness. Like, all right, let me explain. To all my Americans, to anyone who doesn't understand, like me, I don't understand, I had to study this. I still don't know exactly what he said until I start to read my notes right here. So what he said was, when he started going fast, he says, I'll make it to the top, and this is all in Tagalog, I'll make it to the top while I be showing naysayers. Alright, I'm sorry. That was English. So he says this in English. Nobody will ever look at me the same way again. I'll make it to the top while I be showing naysayers. Then he switches to Tagalog and he says, and I already won when Lapu was beheaded. This is what I really like about this verse, because he starts to relate himself with this Filipino. A lot of people would say the first Filipino hero. His name was Lapu Lapu. He was the man who he personally didn't kill Magellan, but he led the army in the battle where Magellan died. Magellan was this Portuguese explorer, and he came with the Spanish army, and he came to subdue the Philippines and put them under Spanish rule. And Lapu Lapu fought him, and in that battle, Magellan was really outnumbered, and he died by getting hit with a poison arrow. And he died. Magellan died in that battle. So it was a great victory. He was like the first hero. I studied more about Lapu Lapu. Says that he. By the age of 6, he was horseback riding. By the age of 18, he had mastered swimming and I forget what else, archery or something like that. Like, he was at a young age, he was multi-talented. He was a master of many arts, just like Easy Mill. And he stood and he fought for his country, just like Easy Mill. I love how he is putting himself beside that historical figure, and like it seems so on point. Where obviously he's not fighting a war, but he's in the same spirit of Lapu Lapu. And I love how he goes there next after that bridge where he's saying he's been discriminated against his own country for not being Filipino enough because he's white, and now he's saying I am more Filipino than you because I'm Lapu Lapu. That's some rap shit. That's some doubling down, like, flipping, like, that's some flipping some shit. That is fire as hell. Yeah, I let him spit the whole verse because it was just so good. I had to hear the flow. The flow is so good. So that was the explanation of that. He said I already won, like, when Lapu was beheaded. So I don't understand that exactly. I think that's some kind of metaphor because I couldn't find that Lapu was beheaded. It's not really recorded how he died. There's even a mythology that said he turned to stone and he never died, and but there's no real record of how he died. So when he says Lapu was beheaded, I think he's talking about something about when the culture was tainted or something, when it was thrown out or forgotten, if anything. Please, Filipinos, anyone who understands what he means by that, please explain that to me because I'm very curious to know what that means. So Lapu, then he says Lapu and Mactan and everyone who got hurt. The Battle of Mactan was where Magellan died, where Lapu won. He beat the Spanish, and they, he overthrew them trying to dominate the Filipinos. This was all in the 1500s, I believe. So Lapu and Mactan and everyone who got hurt, when they learned that the hero was killed in the sea of the country owned by Filipinos, despite any turmoil, I'll be proud of my soil. Despite any turmoil, despite any of you guys, like, what did he say before? Discriminating against me because of the color of my skin. Despite all that, I'm still proud of my soil. Despite any turmoil, I'm still proud of my soil. Why? And then he goes in the chorus. We are Filipino. No matter what color of skin, we'll embrace it. Whether Tagalog, Bisaya, Ilocano, nothing can beat the fierceness of our blood. Shout out our victory loudly. Let's not talk about the negative stuff, like the color of our skin, anything that divides us. Let's not talk about that. Why? What's the point? Wherever you are in the world, this is our future. Victory. Amazing song. I'm so happy I got to break this down. I feel so privileged that people like what I hope people enjoy this video. I did a lot of work into breaking this down. I'm going to let the chorus run out one more time. I really, 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 really like this song. So let's let it go again. Actually, I want to bring it back a little bit because I want to hear that last verse again. It's so powerful. Especially when it comes from the bridge and he says, like, I'm not... Oh, God, I'm sorry. I'm learning right now. I'm not Tisoy, I'm Pinoy. I'm not Tisoy, I'm Pinoy. And when he says, I'm Pinoy, you see, that's the break. And when that break happens, it's like a dam. It's like a crack in a dam. And once he says, I'm Pinoy, it cracks, and this whole flood, this whole powerful burst of words and emotion comes at you.
We never fear none. Most of us didn't grow up with a trust fund. Know that I'm willing to kill for a loved one. I'm gonna move from another in the summer, reminding my people to shout. Tayo'y Pilipino, kahit anong kulay ng balat, isa sa puso. Mapatagalog, Bisaya o Ilocano, walang tatalo sa bagsik ng ating dugo. Isigaw ng malakas ang ating panalo. Huwag nang pag-usapan ng mga negatibo. Pangyayari sa mga panikana sa mundo. Kinabukasan na natin to. Panalo. Ay, kung inakala mong isang lingwahe lang kaya gamitin ni easy, may laka mapapala ko ganyan ka mag-isip kay bathala kasi singil utang.
I went back a little too far. It's cool. So when they speak in Ilocano, his sound is so good. I love his sound.
All of you, ever since bata ako, I've been kind of discriminated in my own home country. Some say like, puti-muti mo tisoy, I ain't tisoy. I'm Pinoy. It is weird that nobody will ever look at me the same way. Gonna make it to the top of the resume. They say, and nanalo na ako nung mula pa niya. Pinugutan sila po sa maktan at lahat na nasaktan na nalaman nila na pinatay ang kanilang bayani sa karagatan ng bansa ng pag-aari ng Pilipino. Despite any turmoil, I'll be proud of my soil. Bakit? Kasi tayo'y Pilipino. Kahit anong kulay ng balat, isa sa puso. Mapatagalog, Bisaya o Ilocano. Walang tatalo sa bagsik ng ating tubo. Isigaw ng malakas ang ating panalo. Huwag nang pag-usapan ng mga negatibo. Pangyayari sa mga paligana sa mundo. Kinabukasan na natin to.
Panalo!
On Wish
Panalo!
107.5.
Woo! Love it. So good. So good. Alright, man. Like I said, like, subscribe, ring the bell, share, do it all. Do it all, man. Let's all come together. You know, Filipino, American, let's all come together. Spread this wide. I want Easy Mill's message understood to more people than just Filipinos. And, you know, Filipinos, I hope, you know, Filipinos who don't, I watch a lot of reactions to try to understand this song, and I was looking for specifically Filipino reactors who understand what he was saying. Unfortunately, a lot of people who react, they kind of, even if they understand it, they don't say what is going on, and that's kind of how my reactions are. I just listen, and I feel my emotions, and I express my emotions. That's why this isn't a reaction, this is an analysis. So I couldn't find a real analysis from any Filipinos who really understood what this was, what he was trying to say. But I learned a lot from the reactions, even, like, as much as I could. But I just want understanding. I want Easy Mill to be understood because he is fucking amazing. I believe in what he stands for. He's true. He needs to be not just loved on a, like, oh, his beats are fire, like, he sounds cool, he's cool. Like, more than he's cool, I want his message to be understood. I think that's really important as a fellow artist. I would hate, as a filmmaker, I would hate it if that, you know, I made films and they were like, oh, I like how you did that shot, or like, if that's where it all stopped. It was like, that was a cool film, that looked cool. Like, I want you to know what I'm saying with the film. I want you to know the message. I want you to try to think. I want you to analyze it, pick it apart, look into it a little bit. And I want... And if you don't, or if you can't get to that point, I would love it if someone else could come in and do that for me and help people understand it. Because as an artist, it's not your job to break down what you're doing. It's your job to express yourself in a way that feels true to you and that can, like, evoke emotions that maybe can't totally be understood. So it takes people to break down things. It takes I'm not a scholar, but, like, in school when you learn, like, Shakespeare and you learn that and you learn what he's trying to say, and, like, that's important because that's the true meaning of behind the artist's work, and that's what they wanted to get through in the first place. You know, they spice it up to make it catchy, to make everyone listen to it, but to get people to really listen to the message, that's hard sometimes, especially when you're speaking 3 different languages. So that's what I'm just doing my best to help take this phenomenon that he is and help people understand it more deeply in the way that I believe he would appreciate and he would want. Because as an artist, like I said, that's what I would want. So anyways, I'll see you guys later on the next one. Peace.